We're gonna keep it going. Coming up next, we got Ewan. Coming up.
Say hello to my little friend. Okay. I'll start with this. I gotta work on new stuff. The Voodoo Dick. Alright. Long time ago, there was this businessman, and he's on a business trip, right, for faraway land. And he goes to this magic antique shop, right? And then the number one item in this shop is the Voodoo Dick. So he knows what it is, so he's like, hey, I gotta buy this. And the guy's like, no way. He's like, I'll give you $1 million. And the guy's like, alright. So he takes the Voodoo Dick, he takes it home, and he shows his wife, right? His wife's like, what the hell is this? He's like, alright, check this out. Voodoo Dick, the dog's ass. So it jumps out of the box, starts fucking dog's ass, right? She's like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah, alright, watch. Like, Voodoo Dick, the box. So it pops out of the dog's ass, goes back to the box. He's like, hey, you know, you can use this, like, next time I'm on a business trip or whatever. And she's like, gross, I'm not gonna use that. And he's like, whatever, here, happy anniversary. Anyway, a couple months go by, and then he goes on another business trip, right? This time a long one, right? And after a month or two, you know, she starts thinking, you know, hey, the Voodoo Dick. So she goes, all right, Voodoo Dick, my vagina, right? So it starts going to work on her, right? And then she's like, hey, this is working pretty good. But then it's been a couple months, right? So she forgot how to turn it off and shit. So she's like, oh, fuck. But she has to go to work, you know? So she like just puts her clothes on over it. She's over at work and shit. Her boss like, wait, what's wrong with you? And she's like, oh, nothing. And she's like, no, there's something definitely wrong with you. What? What's wrong with you? She's like, no, nothing. He's like, no, you better tell me or else you're fired, right? And she's like, all right, you know, and she's explaining to him, she's like, it's called the Voodoo Dick. And he's like, what? Voodoo Dick my ass. Yeah, my name's Ewan. I was born and raised here though. I was actually raised in around Pasadena area, but I come down to LA and stuff on the weekends and stuff to help out my parents and shit. Like you ever go to a liquor store and you see some kid in the back doing homework? Yeah, that's me. I had to translate for my parents and whatever every now and then. Which is kind of weird, right? Because like they're the parents, you know. I'll be like, oh, hey mom, this policeman says he's gonna give you a ticket for driving too slow on the freeway. What? Oh yeah, he says you gotta go faster than 35. Yeah, I did serve in the United States Army, 1st Cavalry Division for Fort Hood, Texas for a couple years. It was pretty cool. Weird being the only Asian person though, you know? Every day people were just looking at me like, are we supposed to shoot this guy? It's pretty cool being in the Army. You get some good benefits. But probably the best benefit is the ability to give old men hard-ons. Yeah, like old men, they love hearing Army stories, you know? I guess because it makes them feel younger or gives them hope for the future, but it doesn't matter what race they are. Like, if I meet some old man at a park and I start telling Army stories, I'm telling him to start coming all over me. Yeah, I was talking to this one guy, and he was telling me he's Persian. It's like, you're Persian? From Persia? And he was like, yeah, where are you from? It's like, the Han Dynasty, I guess? What are we doing here? Yeah, your parents ever beat you when you were little? Yeah, I'm a little older, you know, my parents used to beat the hell out of me. Like my wife, my mom, she would get a coat hanger and make me stick my hands out and fucking hit my hands and shit with the coat hanger and shit. I was like, what the hell kind of Chinese torture shit is this, you know? Can't you just hit me with a belt or something? Like what next, you gonna give me a fucking algebra test and shit? Make me fucking carry buckets of water up a hill and shit? Yeah, you know, I noticed like a lot of, whatever, anti-gay cultures are actually quite gay, you know? Like the Arab culture, for example, right? They're like notorious for being harsh on their LGBTQ, yet their men openly hold men hands on the street, you know? Like how hypocritical is that, right? They're like, don't act gay, la 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 la. And Russians too, right? They're like world famous for being violent towards their LGBTQ community. But I was watching the Olympics once, and after this gymnast did his jump, instead of high-fiving his teammate, he kissed him on the mouth. It wasn't just a peck either, they were like really going at it. It's like, we don't tolerate the homosexual in Russia. Come, Vladimir. Very strange. It seems like in certain cultures, men enjoy like a level of intimacy with each other that we just kind of lack out here. And I've kind of seen it, you know, because when I was in the Army, right? Like the Army's really anti-gay because it's so gay, you know? And you're constantly like forced in these situations where you're like surrounded by dudes and you're either like totally naked or mostly naked. Like the shower is a perfect example, right? There used to be this one guy, he'd walk around every time with a fucking rock hard boner and shit. Yeah, like at that time, the policy towards gay people was don't ask, don't tell. Nobody had to ask this guy if he was gay or not. So I'm knocking over shampoo bottles and shit. And it's shocking. Like you walk in the shower and like, whoa, what the fuck? At ease, soldier. You know, you're supposed to be hardcore in the army, but not that hard and not that core. Yeah, I was watching the Oscars the other day. You guys watch the Oscars?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Yeah, towards the end I was getting excited. I was like, hey, look, they're bringing back the Mummy. And I was like, oh no, that's just Al Pacino. Yeah. I'll say that for later. Alright, these jokes, you gotta pretend like you're a bunch of black people, comedians in Inglewood. You know, that's the, I just got a premise that you're like, why are you saying these black jokes? Alright, I like, remember, fuck, damn it. Ah, fuck. What's that guy's name? That big old black dude.
Bruce?
Fuck. Bernie Mac. Okay, yeah, I like Bernie Mac, you know. But he was the biggest, scariest fucking comedian, wasn't he? He was like 6'3", 230 pounds. And like fucking Sinbad's a big guy too, you know. But you could tell by looking at Sinbad that he's like a nice person, right? But Bernie Mac, you could tell by him like he's like a thug, you know what I mean? Like every fucking role he played, he's always kind of the same guy, right? He's always like, man, you better laugh at my motherfucking jokes, I'll fucking kill you. If he was here right now, he'd be like, why aren't you laughing? I'll jump off the stage and choke your ass to death. That's why his eyes are all big and buggy and shit, you know? Because like, you know, when you're choking someone, you want to look into their soul and shit, you know? He's like, you should have laughed when you died. Anyway, I like D.L. Hughley. He's cool, but what was that thing on his face, you know? I always thought like maybe his mom slapped him too hard for whatever he was little or something. She's like, don't touch that birthday cake. Well, I'll slap a birthmark on your face. And he was like, and bam, D.L. Hughley. And Dave Chappelle, you know, I like him, you know. Because I grew up in a white neighborhood, so I understand his jokes really good. But I noticed the black community, you guys don't really, like, you guys treat him like an outcast and shit. You're like, just stand over there on that side of the yard, Dave, and don't touch children. Yeah, you know, it's a shame, you know, like racism still a thing and stuff. Like, black people can be racist too, you know? Like, I tried joining the NAACP once, and they were like, nah, man, nah. I was like, what? Aren't Asians people of color too? And they were like, nah, man, nah. And it's a shame, you know, because like, I think if Asians and black people got together, it would be like a perfect mix, you know? You got like great athleticism with like great brain power. You know, a bunch of like Tiger Woods and shit, like maybe Tyson Beckford looking people and shit. Wesley Snipes tried to make that a thing, you know? And then the black community just kind of turned on him for that, you know? They're like, we ain't messing with no Asian motherfucker. Go, whatever, Wesley, just go stand over there with Dave Chappelle. Don't touch the children. Yeah, it's a shame, you know. But I have seen it starting to happen, you know, like the whole Asian and black thing mixing together and stuff. It's starting, you know. I was talking to a guy the other day, this old guy. He was like, well, you know, my granddaughter's actually dating an Asian fellow. I was like, she's in college. And he's like, how'd you know? I was like, because she's smart. Nah, but you know, when white girls go to college, they turn like into lesbians. When black girls go to college, they turn into Aaliyah. Yeah, it's a different type of jungle fever, you know. It's like Vietnam. Yeah, my brother was dating a black girl, you know, for years and years when he was living in D.C. Yeah, her name was Alicia. Do you guys know her? Awesome. Anyway, you guys are supposed to be black audience.
Sorry.
It's fine. I just gotta work through this, so when I do it, I won't stumble through it. Yeah, I had a bad haircut the other day. Oh man, it was really bad, you know. You ever have a haircut so bad that like people start treating you different and shit? Like, this guy must have Down syndrome or something. Look at that fucking thing. Got a waitress at Denny's trying to tie a bib around my neck and shit. Ooh. Yeah, when I was a kid, being bi-curious was like a thing you could be, you know? Which is a good thing, you know, because not everyone's gay, but everyone's kind of curious to one point or another. But it seems like now that option's off the table, right? Now it's like, I guess I'm gay forever now. Okay, it's the last joke. Alright, Asians love Jews, you know. All Asians love all Jews, basically. Yeah. We're like, Sensei, please teach us. But I notice Jewish people don't really like Asians too much, you know? And I think I know why. It's because of our eyes. It's because if you see, like, it's not that my eyes are slanted or smaller. It's that Asian people have an extra layer of skin over our eyelids. It's basically a foreskin, right? And you know how Jews feel about foreskins. All right, my name's Iwan Ramayer.
Everyone in all his gear. All right. Thought the dog was going to do stand up. We'll see it later. I was offended by the birthmark stuff, but besides that, I agree.